Welcome everybody, I'm Dr. Sage Wolf with the International Training Institute of Health, Detox. And today I just want to kind of be going over like gut health and how our guts affect our issues in our body to actually make it worse for us. So I had a couple comments the other day. I was talking about neuropathy in one of my videos and I was saying how it stems from the gut. Like, sure, neuropathy in itself wasn't just caused by the gut. There could have been damage to the leg. But unless the area's been like physically damaged and you've actually caused an injury to the area to where we have to put displaced calcium and fiber into the area to like mend the issues going on, over time, if our bowels aren't moving properly and we're not flushing out properly, everything stems from the gut. Because it's going to be it starts as like infection and then that turns to putrefaction. That putrefaction will then turn to inflammation. That inflammation will now kind of put on like that alarm system where we have to send fiber and displace calcium to the area to kind of like mend over some of that inflammatory issues to kind of wall off the pain for me. And so this guy, I was talking about neuropathy and I was like, a lot of it did start from the gut because the gut was out like quite a bit. There was a lot of discoloration in the legs. So then I'm questioning like, okay, so everything flows down to the feet due to gravity. And then we have our pelvis, which is shaped like a soup bowl. If that transverse colon gets filled up with too much infection and like waste, that's gonna seep through the peritoneal, causing this area to be inflamed. And then where's it gonna go to next? My hips. That area is getting really inflamed. Now that it's inflamed, we have lack of circulation coming to the area. And so then we're gonna have lack of flow coming down. If I don't have proper flow coming down to and from my feet, we're gonna have stagnation. From that stagnation, you're gonna have crystallization buildup. From crystallization buildup, you're gonna have nerve transmission being shut off, and then they're gonna start to notice like irritation through like neuropathy, neuritis, stuff like that. So what is one thing that we can do? One super simple thing. For one, it's watch what we eat. But be really adamant about how our bowels move is another. But one of like the most simple techniques that I do even myself every single day in the morning and before I go to bed. Because it's weird. In the morning, I find it like stimulates me. It gets my energy going. It raises my core temperature. And then at night, it kind of puts me into a relaxed state, like a parasympathetic mood. So I actually go to bed more calm. And that is going to be belly button therapy. Belly button therapy is huge, you guys. And you can do this standing, and I'm gonna try to do it standing for you so you can see kind of what I'm explaining as I go to do it. If you don't wanna get a belly button therapy kit, you could get like a spatula if you wanted and put like a sock over the spatula and then just tape that sock up, because you just don't want it to be too rough on the belly button or it can kind of cause a little bit of skin abrasion. So belly button therapy, what it does, it goes in to release the adhesions built up in the abdominal area. It releases your kundalini energy. It increases your core temperature by 2 degrees, so infection can't survive in there. Of course, I can bring my core temperature back down throughout the day, but at least for that moment, it was help cleaning out bacteria, helping move things along. And then it's also going to help pull those adhesions apart. For the women on here, if you've had like cesareans, hysterectomies, any kind of thing going on in this general area, belly button therapy is going to be your best friend. And for the men out there that are too bloated, the bowels aren't moving properly, this is going to get stuff going. So, belly button therapy, guys. I place it directly in my belly button to start, and I'm going to go to each pocket. So, I want to think of my digestive tract. Where does the large intestine start? Right over here. That's going to be on my right side. It's going to be my cecum. Then I have my ribs up here. Underneath my ribs, I have my big guy right here. That's going to be my liver. And then kind of tucked in behind the liver is going to be the gallbladder. Then I have my xiphoid process sternum area right off that here. And then this is going to be kind of the stomach trigger, to where the stomach, when people get like hiatal hernias, the stomach, which is going to be on my left side, stomach and spleen over here, that gets pushed up onto the diaphragmatic hole when we are too acidic and I'm getting heartburn constantly all the time and stuff like that. So you'll notice it there. And then down here on the left side, that's going to be the last turn of my large intestine before waste is going to come down to the rectum area, and that's going to be my sigmoid. And so when I'm doing belly button therapy, I'm going to start it with directly in my belly button. And it's not a fast pump, guys. Don't just be like, Like, I want to stay in my breath. And I work in, as I'm working it, I'm pushing in to where I feel slight discomfort. I'm talking while I'm doing this, so I'm in a little bit of contraction. You're not going to be talking while you're doing this. It is really good to just have beside on your night table on the bed, because you're going to do it in the morning, first thing when you wake up, and then at night before you go to bed. You see it, because if you don't do it, you're going to lose it. But so you start it in your belly button, and I want to just kind of stay in my breath as I'm working. I'm pushing in directly, and like over time, at the beginning, you're going to feel maybe it's really sensitive. If it's really sensitive, it's pretty inflamed. Over time, you're going to work in so much that we've pulled those adhesions apart where your organs should slip over top of each other smoothly. And eventually, you'll be able to kind of like, ooh, here and there, like touch your spine a little bit, and you'll feel it kind of like hit your spine because it's moving stuff around. It's pulling those adhesions apart. But if you're too inflamed, you won't feel much at the beginning, so we just want to kind of get in and stimulate. So, belly button. I'm going to stay in my breath, and I'm just working directly in. And I'm going to do each area. Each area is going to be about 15 to 20 seconds. It only needs to take me about 3 to 5 minutes to do belly button therapy in the morning and in the evening. So it's about 15 seconds directly in. After I've done that, I'm just going to angle up and down towards my right hip. So I'm going to hit that cecum area. So now I'm coming into the cecum, and I'm just staying in my breath, working in. After you've done that for about 20 seconds, we're going to angle up and we're going to come towards my hepatic flexure, liver and gallbladder area. So I'm angling towards my right shoulder, working in. Then I'm going to come up towards my diaphragms, my xiphoid process, and I'm pushing directly up. Then I'm going to come over towards and it's weird because you're going to notice things like at the beginning, test yourself. Go like bend down. Where do I feel limitations? See where I feel like my aches and pains as I'm stretching. And then after you do it, you're going to notice you have like a 15% more stretching capability. And as I was doing it, we noticed all these weird things like throughout the time while we're working. I was just doing belly button therapy, and clearly I needed to clean something out because my ears just went boop. And now I can hear a little bit clearer. So just that stimulation is going to get things moving around. And so after I kind of come directly into my belly button, and then I was angling up towards my xiphoid process, I'm coming to that splenic flexure area, so spleen and stomach. Is this meant to strengthen stomach muscles, colon, large intestine? So it's not meant to strengthen it. Strengthening it, I would tell you to do like light core workouts, do some planks, get that area activated. This is going to you're going to want to try to relax as much as possible. I'm not trying to contract my core while I'm doing it. So this is going to pull those adhesions apart so things flow better. You're going to notice you have more energy. Your bowels are moving better. You're not having you're not having such a hard time with digestion. So it's more so for like symptoms and keeping things flowing and pulling those adhesions apart, opposed to like building a strong core. If I was going to try to teach you to build a strong core, we would go into like subabdominal workouts and some like planking exercises and such like that. So after I worked all around and I hit each individual pocket, so I was finishing off at my sigmoid because I came up and I was at my left hip rib, and that was the splenic flexure. Then I angled down towards my sigmoid, open that sigmoid up, and then I'm just going to finish once more directly down towards the pelvis. So, as I was making my lap around the sun, and I was touching all those sides with the angle, if I noticed it was really irritating and I was stuck in one area, I'm going to remove that belly button therapy out. There's no rules with this, so I'm going to place that over, and my liver felt a little irritated when I was working it, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to work into that liver area, and I'm going to pull up into it, I'm going to pull to the side of it, I'm going to pull each direction to really stimulate and open up that area. So you can work each individual pocket. If I was a woman and I had a cesarean and I have a scar down here, I'm going to place it literally down on the scar, and I'm going to push into the scar. I'm going to pull up on the scar. I'm going to pull down on the scar to really pull those adhesions apart, because it's like spider webs rooting through. So belly button therapy, guys, really, really fantastic. Releases that kundalini energy, puts you in the parasympathetic, increases the core temperature by the 2 degrees, so it helps kill infection, and just keeps things flowing properly. So I really recommend taking a look into belly button therapy, because 90% of our issues, I will say, start within the gut. because we're slowing the flow of our lymph, our blood flow, where our energy is needing to be to give nutrients to specific areas. And so by doing belly button therapy, it's going to be a great stimulant to open up those adhesions and help that flow come better. Other than that, if you had like a specific ailment, like a frozen shoulder, we're going to go in with non-surgical therapy. I could even teach you a little bit of like gouache with stonework or shot glass therapy. But yeah, so belly button therapy, guys, one of your best friends. If you have any questions, please let me know what you would like me to come on and talk about. I'll probably be going over some exercises next week. Other than that, I hope you have a beautiful evening, and we will catch you later. Bye for now.